leaving from the ashes of a failed coup. The Freikorps, dejected and weak, search for new leadership, but find it in the hands of the most evil man, a former Austrian and future dictator. But what if that coup didn't fail? What if the Freikorps successfully took over a new democratic Germany, turning it more akin to the empire fallen? For those who don't know what Freikorps is, here is a brief explanation. After World War I, many men and teens returned for a years-long conflict with no life to return to, so when an old comrade suggests continuing the fight within Germany, thousands signed up in droves. 1918 Germany was a pure mess, Spartacist. Communist, monarchist, and Republicans killing each other in the street for control. The newly formed Freikorps didn't have an official political stance aside from nationalism, but as it was made of ex-soldiers, was very monarchist and supported a return of the Kaiser. Above anything in the world, they hated the communist. The Freikorps viewed them as the sole reason Germany lost the war, and to claim vengeance or restore Germany, fought for the new German government against the communists in major cities like Berlin, in Bavaria, in Prussia, and in the Baltics. It was successful yet brutal, with many leaders of the communists such as Rosa Luxemburg and Karl Liebknecht, along with civilians being killed. This meant when they tried to stage a coup in 1920, it failed due to a lack of coordination and support from the working class. Other expeditions like that into Latvia failed, being repelled by the overwhelming number of the Soviets and Latvians. The Weimar Republic was able to disband them, but many joined the National Socialist instead, being a major factor in their rise. By changing a few or all of these factors, I believe it is more than possible we have them squeeze out a victory. The first factor that ought to be changed if we wish to have the Freikorps win is the issue of unified leadership. The Freikorps was more of a loose group of nationalists than a government, political party, or even a real militia. There were some figures they rallied behind, but no true leader. If they instead rallied behind Erich Ludendorff, who openly supported a nationalist coup and was looking to restore Germany, we can have better coordination and communication, avoiding complete failures like the attempted coup in Berlin. A potential decision from this clear leadership could be a pull of the Freikorps out of the Baltics in real life. While the Baltic campaigns saw some tactical successes, like the capture of Riga, they backfired diplomatically, drawing condemnation from the Allies and forcing a withdrawal that wasted valuable manpower. If we have a general focus more on Germany by the group, it on its own won't win them the civil war, but will greatly bolster their odds. If the Freikorps can pinpoint its attacks on one region at a time, it will be much more successful. So, when they try to launch a coup, they can have almost all their forces involved instead of the mess we actually had. The next main factor to change is their treatment of communists and their leaders. While there is no way the Freikorps would ever put up with the communists, avoiding them outright, executing figures like Rosa Luxemburg and Karl Liebknecht, and instead handing them over to the provisional government would gain them much more favor with the working class. By killing Rosa Luxemburg and Karl Liebknecht, the Freikorps gave socialist martyrs to rally behind and made average people dislike the organization. This meant in 1920 during the coup, most workers in Berlin striked, dooming the attempt. If there is a neutral view of the Freikorps by the average citizen, we can avoid this, making them way more likely to succeed. With all of the extra coordination given to the Freikorps with Erich Ludendorff as a single leader, they may be able to attempt to pull off a coup earlier, like 1919, or at absolute earliest very late 1918, the earlier the Freikorps launches the coup, the better, as the German government is still completely disorganized and itself likely wouldn't be able to do much to fight against this. With this, we have poised the Freikorps perfectly to take control of Germany, bringing their odds from a 4 out of 10 in our timeline to probably an 8 or 9 out of 10. The only thing that could stop this would be intervention from other powers. But the French are still trying to recover from their nation being burnt down. The British economy is poor and they have to deal with a revolting Ireland. Russia is Russia, and the US is isolationist. How much this would resemble the First German Empire is hard to say, but likely very similar. It may have a higher degree of nationalism as Germany is entrenched as a concept now, meaning they don't have to reel back ideas about unity to convince German states to join. They also wouldn't have to deal with leftists or moderates, as they would have no problems establishing martial law and jailing or killing communists. The original plan post-World War I by the German high commands was to get a return of the Kaiser, which failed, but in Thai timeline, as long as Britain and France don't immediately do something about it, the return of the Kaiser would still face resistance even from conservative Germans and certainly the Allies. But a new emperor, perhaps from the Hohenzollern line but with a rebranded image, might be possible. In this scenario, without the National Socialist at the wheel, we may see a Germany more focused on actually uniting the Germans and fighting the communists, rather than starting a new major war with the West, Germany having learned his lesson. About two front wars. The next major war is up to you to decide who wins. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I know it's annoying to ask, but I'm a very small channel and would greatly appreciate it. Peace.